You don't want an overworked judge or domestic relations commissioner deciding your family's fate. When Utah 4th District Judge Casey Wright resigned this year, some people mocked him. They pointed to judicial pay, saying long work weeks come with the robe, and argued that many business owners, physicians, lawyers, tradespeople, and working parents labor just as hard for less money and prestige, and often under harsher conditions. Those are not frivolous observations, but they miss the question that matters to litigants. Do you want the most consequential decisions of your life made during hour 58 of that week? Do you want an exhausted judicial officer deciding whether you abused your spouse, whether your children should be taken from you, whether you must pay support you cannot afford, or whether you will receive enough support, or whether a disputed allegation becomes a finding that follows you for years? You do not want an overworked pilot flying your plane or an exhausted surgeon operating on you. You should not want an overworked judge or domestic relations commissioner deciding your family's future. Judge Wright did not expressly say that workload was the sole reason for his resignation, and no one should put words in his mouth, but his warning was clear. Judges carrying more than 1,000 cases are working 50 to 60-hour weeks and choosing between giving cases the attention they deserve and sacrificing their personal lives. He called the arrangement unsustainable, his words, and warned that burnout would damage both the quality of judging and the quality of people willing to become judges. I agree. It is fair to infer that he concluded he could not continue doing the work as conscientiously as he believed it should be done, without asking too much of himself and his family. Better to admit that than to stay, collect the salary, wear the robe, and quietly redefine adequate performance downward. He could have skimmed more and read less, shortened hearings that needed time, relied more heavily on proffers and professional recommendations, and signed orders that resolved the calendar entry without resolving the dispute itself. The system might call that efficiency. Families experience it as shallow justice, or just plain old injustice. The problem extends beyond judges. Utah Family Law Domestic Relations Commissioners hear most routine matters in divorce and child custody disputes in the larger judicial districts. They make recommendations on temporary custody, parent time, support, property, and other issues that shape a family's immediate reality. A party may object and ask a district judge to review the decision, but that means more filings, more expense, more delay, and sometimes another hearing. Asking an overworked judge to correct an overworked commissioner is not a serious quality control system. Excessive workload explains some poor judging, but it does not excuse it. Judges and commissioners differ in ability, diligence, patience, humility, and judgment. Overwork magnifies their weaknesses while depriving even the best of the time needed to do the best work. Chronic triage also changes professional standards. What begins as an emergency shortcut becomes normal practice. This is all the time we have quietly becomes, this is all the case deserves. Judge Wright's resignation is inconvenient, but it is not a scandal. The scandal is a system that asks conscientious judicial officers either to sacrifice themselves and their families or to preserve themselves by lowering the quality of justice. He chose to leave rather than normalize what he believed was unsustainable. The rest of us still have to live under the orders that overloaded system produces.